Hey guys, today in my kitchen we are making a Japanese classic, Yakisoba. Whether you're looking to save money or want something nutritious, this dish has it all. So stay tuned, welcome to my kitchen, and let's see what I am making. You will need frozen peas, pre-boiled udon noodles or ramen noodles, coleslaw mix, 2 onions, soy sauce, ketchup, oyster sauce, and oil, some chicken pre-cooked, sugar, and some black pepper. You can also use rotisserie chicken if you don't want to cook up some chicken. Now let's get started. To start, we are going to start by heating up our chicken in a bit of oil, about 2 tablespoons of oil. In you go, Mr. Cluck Cluck. And while that goes, we're going to chop up some of our onions. I am going to do mine into slices, just so that it's easier on my eyes, quite frankly. And I also like a good chunky onion in this. I can already feel the onions starting to do their work on my eyes. Oh no! The best part about this recipe is it's really quick too, so as long as you have the chicken cooked, you're all good. So simply start by chopping off the end that isn't this end, it's this end you want to go on, so not the root. Then you're going to chop it in half, peel it, and then you are simply just going to cut it, not all the way through, but most of the way through, into slices. And then to make them fall apart, you just simply chop off the end, and there you have it. And continue doing that with all of them. And now that your onions are all chopped, you're just going to check on your chicken to see how that's coming. Mine have all defrosted, so I'm going to add in my onions. And let those cook out for a few minutes. If you need to, you can add a little bit more oil. And I am going to season this layer with a bit of pepper and some salt, because why not? And let's continue on. So we are going to begin by adding Worcestershire sauce. Yes, that's how you say it. You want half a cup of it. And then we are going to add 8 teaspoons of oyster sauce. I think mine's almost done. Maybe. Hard to tell. And then we're going to go 8 teaspoons of ketchup. So just a nice hefty squeeze. 4 teaspoons of soy sauce. And about 4 teaspoons of sugar. So like that, a handful. Now we are going to check on our onion. Some of them got caramelized, but that's all right. It'll just add to the flavor. Just give them a quick stir. See how they're doing, check in on them type thing. I am going to swap mine out for a few minutes more, and then I'll show you what to do next. Don't forget to give your sauce a really good mix to combine it all. Very important. And now that our onions are done, I'm going to add in our coleslaw mixture. And I'm just going to mix that in. Maybe add a bit more oil even. This is one full pot. Even though you're supposed to add like peas or whatever, my pan's getting too full to add it much more. So I'm just gonna save my peas for next time. I am also gonna season this with just a tiny amount of pepper and a tiny amount of salt. Now that I see that my veg, if I can pull you closer, is kind of wilting down, I am gonna add in my noodles. I boiled these for about 3 minutes because that was according to package instructions. Or you can easily just buy a pre-boiled kind, and that should do the trick for you. Mix this all together. We want to try and get our noodles down to the bottom at this point so we can kind of fry them, which is very important in yakisoba. And now do this part before you do anything else. You want to kind of press down your noodles. And we're going to fry them for about 2 minutes, and then we're going to give them a stir and fry a bit more on the ones that aren't quite fried. Very important. That's the signature of yakisoba. I can just hear those nice crispy sounds too. Ooh. Okay, it's been a few minutes, and I am just gonna check to see that we're getting that fry action on the bottom. We're almost there, but not quite, so I'm gonna give it another few minutes. If you're wondering how many packs of udon noodles I used about 4 small packs of udon noodles to kind of get this amount. And for the coleslaw, it's 1 small bag or medium bag, depending on your sizes. Now let's see if this has done its thing. Looks like it's getting there. I'm just going to toss it now. And then I'm just going to toss it again after the fact to kind of get crispiness all over. You don't want it to be completely crispy, but I'm just impatient right now. And now that I've done 2 flips, I'm going to go on my final flip. See how everything at the bottom is doing. Usually you want this to have more color. I don't think I'm going to achieve that today because I'm too hungry. And now we're just going to add in our sauce. And we're going to give that a good toss to coat everything in that sauce. And kind of deglaze the bottom of the pan. It smells incredible. And now I'm just going to let this cook for a few more minutes. And then I'm going to take it off the heat and serve. I like scratching off all the crispy bits on the bottom too, just so that I can get more flavor into my food. As long as it's not burnt, it's okay. Here's a helpful hint. If there are any concerns about burnt-on bits on the bottom of your pan, if you have a good quality pan, you should be able to just add a little bit of water and scrape a lot of that off. And if you can't get it all while the food's in the pan, then you can easily just take the food out and fill your pan with water and boil until everything comes off, which is what I might have to do here. And now it is done, so let's remove it from the heat. I'm gonna put this in a serving dish for once in my life, and then I'll show you what to do to kind of clean up the pan if needed. Simply all I am gonna do is seal that burnt bit. Well, I'm just gonna fill this pan up with some water. And I'm gonna boil it until it all starts to come off completely. And then you just kind of have to work it out. It should be easy enough once the water starts boiling. And that's how you can easily clean your pan. While I'm cleaning my pan, I already ate, so I'm just gonna take a little bit of this and give it a try for you guys. Here's a close-up. It smells really good in here, so I'm gonna try a noodle first. And interesting fact, pasta are not traditionally called noodles, they're just called pasta. So don't get the two confused. There's different processes to making them. Just like a interesting fact I happen to know. Some chicken. This is so good. And that is that. If you enjoyed this episode, leaving a like, subscribe, take two. And that is that. If you don't mind liking, subscribing, commenting, and sharing, really helps out my channel. I appreciate those that do. And until next time, a banana. Grand reveal time. Let's dump this out. I probably could have done some more work, but it looks a lot better. So I'll just continue scrubbing this in my sink, and it'll be brand new. And this is after I scrubbed it. Hey, thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more content like this, please don't hesitate to like, share, and subscribe. I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you next time. A banana.